man. You're getting ready to watch New Canaan Boys Lacrosse hosting the Wilton Warriors in a rematch of last year's FCIAC quarterfinal matchup. The Rams came away 7-6 winners in that one, and they look to start off their title defense coming off the Class M State Championship. Coming up next on the HAN Network.
The following is a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and more in southwestern Connecticut.
From Dunning Field on the campus of New Canaan High School, this is the HAN Network's coverage of FCIAC Lacrosse as we get set for a rematch from the quarterfinals last season between the New Canaan Rams and the Wilton Warriors. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. I am Frank Renito, standing alongside the former Ohio Bobcat captain Marty Hersom. And Marty, when we last saw these two teams play in the spring, it was one of the best games we saw all season. The Warriors, the 6th seed in the FCIAC, the Rams, the 3, and they played to an absolute deadlock as the Rams came away with a 7-6 victory. A lot of new faces on these teams, but the winning mentality all the same heading into 2017.
Couldn't agree more, Frank. You know, one of the things is that New Canaan did just squeak by Wilton in that quarterfinal, and I think Wilton gets here today, legitimately trying to be part of the FCIAC conversation. I think that's where they're coming in. They're looking at New Canaan, where New Canaan's probably looking at this game where, win or lose, they're trying to shake out the early season bugs, whereas Wilton can make a statement today by winning this game.
The Warriors come in 1-0. They played against Trumbull yesterday, a 16-6 win to start off the season. This is the first contest of the year for the Rams. They're ranked number 20 in the Lax magazine polls across the nation. The only team higher in the state of Connecticut would be the Darien Blue Wave, who sits at number 3. And while the Darien Blue Wave aren't playing today, they're always on the minds of their FCIAC opponents. We saw Darien play Saturday against a traditionally powerful Yorktown team, and the Blue Wave, with a lot of question marks to fill heading into this season, looked not only reloaded, but almost as good, if not better, than they have in the past. You stare at a team like New Canaan. They've won 2 Class M championships in a row. What do the Rams have to do, though, this season, Marty, to overcome the hump that is Darien and maybe find themselves back atop the FCIAC podium for a 10th time in program history?
Well, you hate to say it's basics, Frank, but that's what they're going to be working at today. You're going to try to see them. They're going to try to see themselves rather work the offense, be patient, rather than taking fast breaks when they can, trying to score on fast breaks, run the offense, get used to it, get their legs under them, and not rush the situation here and not rush the season. This is game 1, but they are facing a Wilton team that's feeling pretty comfortable after 12-6 win yesterday.
A very talented Wilton team, and we spoke with the New Canaan captains earlier today on our spring sports tour, and they emphasized the point of taking it one game at a time. That could be a little tougher today, though, for the Rams, who on Friday will travel to UPenn to take on the former number 1 team in the nation, McDonough from Maryland. So the Rams have got to do a very good job staying patient, staying focused, and keeping the task at hand, the Wilton Warriors at the forefront today. We're going to step aside, Marty, but when we get back, we'll have more on the starting lineups after this on the HAN Network.
Banking well is doing good. That's why, with the support of local community partners, Bankwell has launched the Bankwell Pet Adoption Project to boost awareness about the hundreds of animals in local shelters that need a home. And when you donate to the cause using the Bankwell self-service coin machines, we'll match your donation. For details, visit mybankwell.com/pleaseadoptme. Bank smart, bank local, bank well.
Back on the HAN network at Dunning Field on the campus of New Canaan High School is the New Canaan Rams getting set to start their title defense for the Class M State Championship, their first game of the year, and they welcome the Wilton Warriors to New Canaan. The Warriors come in 1-0. They were a 12-4 team last season, 8-3 in the FCIAC, the 6th seed, as we mentioned, losing to New Canaan in the first round. They would lose in the state quarterfinals against Simsbury, a tough one there, falling 14-13. You look at Wilton's schedule last season, Marty, and their losses coming against New Canaan, Greenwich, Darien, Ridgefield, and Simsbury. They lost against playoff teams with a lot of the talent back, a couple big losses, but they should be able to retool. The mentality this year has got to be able to win those games against the top programs and not rely on the PowerPoints that come from some of the middle-of-the-pack teams.
And this is where they make the statement, Frank. This is it. This is an early message to the rest of the FCIAC for Wilton, and it's very important. They don't want to just run with New Canaan. They need a W here.
As we get set for the opening face-off, and there was no one better in the conference last year than Nick Cravato for the Rams on draws. The junior impressed all as a sophomore, and he's looking to have another standout campaign here as he is going to go 0 for 1, though, to start the season. The Warriors coming away with this first draw. They wear the all-blue uniforms with white numbers. Will move from right to left on your screen. The Rams in the all-white with black numbers go from left to right as we are off and running. We mentioned the Warriors playing yesterday, a 16-6 victory. Peter Koch and Joseph Murtha. Correction, it's Peter Cook and Joseph Murtha leading the way for the Warriors attack. They each registered 3 goals. Murtha added an assist as well. On defense for the Rams, Marty, the key to their season, without a doubt, has got to be the senior captain, Drew Morris. He'll be the goaltender for the University of Maryland sometime in the next 4 years after he starts his career there. The Rams feel very confident that he can win them any single game this season, but the first shot against him is going to go, and it's from the senior captain, Kieran McGovern. Warriors on top, 1-0.
Got a flag there, Frank. I don't know if it was a crease violation.
As they talk it over, flag was on the Rams. The goal will stand. It is 1-0 as McGovern strikes first.
But Frank, you saw McGovern work himself on the inside there and get that shot off. That the Rams can't really allow that kind of penetration. Certainly not this early on. But, it's early.
It comes 59-second in, and the penalty will stand. It looks like it might have been a misconduct. So not only the goal, but the Warriors are going to have a man advantage in possession now coming out of the break. And you're right, uncharacteristic of New Canaan there, Marty, as the Rams, known for their defense last year, was definitely one of the strong suits. They struggled at times offensively. So a little surprising to see the Warriors strike like that. It's McGovern's 3rd of the season after he picked up 2 in the victory yesterday over the Trumbull Eagles. Now with the man advantage, working the ball outside, and putting that one on the turf momentarily was Murtha before the Warriors reset. Down below the end line, and trying to force one out in front. Morris flies out of the cage, and a big save there.
Yeah, absolutely. But, Frank, the Warriors just had a really good inside look, and you could see the patience there. Fed it back outside rather than take a shot that wasn't opening up for them.
Still on the man advantage, as falling into the crease that time was McGovern. It goes the other way, and that's a great point. They had a couple looks to the inside on the man advantage. I like that they didn't force the initial shot that first time, continued the possession, got a good look, but credit the save by Morris. As McGovern trying to work the one-timer there, shot went wide.
Well, that's the thing in the early season, too, Frank, is that, your adrenaline's up, and sometimes you're seeing looks that actually aren't there and opportunities that aren't there, and as well as passes that may not be there. It does take a while to work into that during the season.
Here is Chase Strupp, the younger brother of David Strupp, who graduated last season. He is now playing for the Harvard Crimson as an errant pass here rolls towards the Wilton sideline, and New Canaan, first possession of the season, ends with a turnover. We've talked a lot about it the past few days getting ready for this game, Artie, and one thing we're most intrigued about with the New Canaan team this season is what will the transition game be like?
Well, it was a good clear, but an errant pass after it was cleared. So, unfortunately, they squandered an opportunity there, at least their first possession. But, again, early.
Early as in 9:20 remaining in the first. Warriors on top 1-0. McGovern's goal just 59-second in. As trying to buy time and space for a shot here. Letting one go upstairs. It's Connor Drake, the sophomore. 2-0 Wilton.
Well, there it is again. They worked themselves inside. They had a good pick in there, and they're going to get that shot. Top right.
With 9:12 remaining, it is 2-0. Drake, the future Dookie, only a sophomore, is already committed for his college career. And an impressive individual effort on that one to free himself up and beat Morris up over the stick. As Sweeney and Cravado battle it out on this draw. Sweeney is tasked with the challenge of replacing R.J. Romeo, an All-American face-off man for the Warriors. As here is Apelt getting his first touch of the afternoon now, as the Rams will be able to set up on offense with under 9 to play in the first, trailing 2-0.
Yeah, and I think what you're seeing there, Frank, from Wilton is yesterday's game. Look at that.
There it is again. Answer coming. Matt Biseglia. First goal of the year for the Rams. Quick response.
And that was a good show from New Canaan. Excellent, patience, and they moved the ball quickly, and that shot opened up, and boy, what a shot that was.
The assist goes to Ryan O'Connell. With 8:36 remaining, the Rams strike for the first time this season. So it is 2-1. We've talked a little bit about the Rams defensively, but up front, they are as talented and loaded as any team in the state. You've got players heading to Virginia, North Carolina, couple of D3 schools as well. They are loaded, and they are experienced, too. You've got players now who have started for 2-3 years. Yeah. Amongst Ryan O'Connell, Jackson Apelt, Biseglia, and Villanueva getting a lot of experience last season. And Jack Holzer, Coach Chip Buzzio believes, might have the best shot in all of Connecticut. He will let him fire away from anywhere inside the box.
It's a big gun for sure.
As Cravado wins his second draw in a row. And here is Holzer working up top, looking to isolate against Ginty. Holzer bounced off one man. Put it on the floor and recover just inside the 20. Apelt now isolating down low. Turnaround shot sails wide of the cage. Good job by Villanueva to get down low and maintain possession. You're going to see the Warriors go with a man-to-man look for the start of this game at least. That, I think, plays into the strengths of New Canaan. Their individual athletes are able to win one-on-one battles. They struggled at times against the zone defense last year. The offense almost went stagnant when getting stuck to the outside.
Yeah, well, that was their big problem all year. Was they weren't getting the goals when they needed them. It was just they were stalling, and they have the athletes to make it work. It's just making sure everything clicks, and it's a communications game as well. I mean, you really have to be talking out there.
2-1 Wilton, 7 minutes remaining. And the Rams on possession as working open for a shot here. And scoring upstairs is the sophomore, Quentin O'Connell. You heard his name a lot in the fall. He became the favorite target of Drew Pine, but he gets it done in the spring now on the Lax field, and we're tied at 2 with 7:08 to play.
And, Frank, you're really seeing the New Canaan's talent as far as shooters are concerned. They don't have to work so far inside, and because they have big guns that can fire, upper right, upper left, which is vexing for any goalie.
And in goal today is the sophomore Andrew Calabrese. Played last year for the Warriors as a freshman, but with a year under his belt now, this is the first big test he's facing, and a couple of early shots able to beat him upstairs. That last one from Quentin O'Connell. Quentin would have been a player for the Rams last season, Coach Buzzio said, but missed time with a shoulder injury, so never really got to play. They are looking forward to what he brings to the table now in his sophomore season.
Just a great athlete. Like his brother.
On the scouting report on Ryan O'Connell, as we're going to see a timeout taken here by the Rams. We're going to take it as well. We'll have more on that scouting report when we get back. 2-2, New Canaan and Wilton on the home of FCIAC Sports, the HAN Network.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Wild Birds Unlimited, your one-stop shop for all your backyard bird hobby needs. Premium bird seed, freshly delivered each week. A great selection of bird feeders, houses, a patented pole system, bird baths, and a vast array of wonderful gifts of whimsy and nature. Visit us at 356 Heights Road in Darien, next to the post office, and across from Norotan Heights Railroad Station.
Back on the campus of New Canaan High School in the press box above Dunning Field. This is the HAN Network's coverage of FCIAC Lacrosse. Frank Granito and Marty Hersum for the HAN Network this afternoon. 2-2 with 6:41 remaining in the first quarter. The Warriors struck twice to start the game, and the Rams have since responded. Quentin O'Connell scoring the last goal, and before the break we were talking about how great an athlete he is, like his older brother Marty. The scouting report for us on Ryan O'Connell, he might be the best overall athlete in the state of Connecticut. We've got to see him the past 4 years on the lacrosse field, past 3 as a football player, with this shot rolling wide, and we'll see him continue his career next year at the University of North Carolina. But so strong, so fast, and he's just got tremendous athletic IQ to go along with it.
Yeah, and it's good to see him back on the field. He was a little hobbled at the end of the season last year, and I know that was frustrating for him, but it's great to see him back out there.
Ryan has won 6 state championships in his career, 4 with football. As that shot there from O'Connell behind the back, so you're fancy, huh? It's 3-2.
That was a fantastic shot. You know what? And, New Canaan just showed there a lot of patience and fed it inside. Now, listen, there was a lot of sizzle with that steak over the back, but that was a heck of a goal.
It's O'Connell from O'Connell at 5:58, and the Rams take their first lead of the season like they were playing in the backyard all over again.
That turned quite quickly, Frank.
And this is where Cravato becomes so important to the team. They can start to get on a roll, and he can allow you to maintain the momentum. He plays that Fogo position, which we're seeing a lot more of now, which is the face-off, get-off. You've got one job, and if you can do it well, you can go play at any school in the nation that you want at the collegiate level.
Yeah, and, he just dropped that one, but he is a heck of a face-off man.
That was Chris Sweeney winning that draw for the Warriors. He got some experience last year, got to learn under R.J. Romeo, and they think that's going to do wonders for his career. Only a junior as well, so plenty more battles to come between these two before they move on to the next level.
Now, Frank, you're looking at Wilton here. They don't seem fazed by this turn of events at all. They're patient with their offense. Again, I think that comes off yesterday's workout with Trumbull. They're going to run their offense. They're not going to get rattled. Whoa! They're going to be patient and make this offense work.
And we talked about the difference in offenses. Wilton, that more traditional offense, they're going to look to get those cutters into the slot as a shot here.
Save.
Might have gone off the mask of Morris with the way it ricocheted out of there. Battle for it around midfield. And the Warriors keep it. Wisely getting a timeout. No, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. Nope. The timeout was given to the Warriors, so they'll maintain possession We'll be right back. More high school lacrosse after this on the HAN Network.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Back on the HAN Network, Frank Granito, Marty Hersham at New Canaan High School. The Rams have scored the last 3 goals in this one to take a 3-2 lead. Warriors using a timeout here to maintain possession before Liam Rance almost fell out of bounds. We were talking about the offenses, Marty, before that break, and with the Warriors, you're seeing that more of a traditional offense. They're going to look to get cutters in through the middle of the defense. They'll be very patient, and they're not going to overpower you, really beat you one-on-one. They're going to let the system do its job. Whereas New Canaan, we're seeing the athletes and the shooting ability on display right now, and they will overpower you at times.
Exactly, Frank. You know, the New Canaan excels at getting that ball, not necessarily on the perimeter, just inside the perimeter, and they can use their big gunners in traffic, whereas Wilton's running a really nice, patient offense right now.
Again, these teams met in the FCIAC quarterfinals just a year ago. New Canaan, the 3 seed in the conference, Wilton, the 6. It was a 7-6 win for the Rams, in large part to plays like that, as we just saw from Drew Morris, his 3rd save of the contest, and a foul coming here. Nope, they're going to say a crease violation, and the Rams will take over. It's no mistake that he will be playing for Maryland next year. Drew Morris, an All-American last season, and again, will be relied on heavily this year by the Rams.
Absolutely. You know, and he really is a general out there. He really does. His communication's fantastic with his D and keeps everybody apprised of where that ball is at all times.
That one put on the floor momentarily by Brooks Gamble, but the Rams able to pick it back up, and Villeneuve retreats to the X position. Had it stripped away that time. Nice play by Schreiber, but he lost it and is able to come back up with it now. Lackadaisical pass through the midfield. Now a mad scramble here. Official's arm is up. And the push comes against New Canaan. Wilton takes back over. A bit of a mad scramble there. But with the Warriors back on offense, we expect to see things slow down with 3:30 to play in the first. New Canaan 3, Wilton 2. McGovern and Drake started it off. Biseglia put the Rams on the board for the first time in the season. Then it was the O'Connell brothers, Quinton followed by Ryan, who gave the Rams a 3-2 lead. Behind the net, it's Calabrese. That's Brian, the older brother of goaltender Andrew. Now walking the line and retreating back, it's Jason Spaulding. Up top with Nolan Quinn, and here's Zaire. Skip pass and a big check that time. Chase Strupp putting a member on the floor down. Interference is ruled, and we're going back the Rams' way. Good possession defensively from the Rams that time.
Absolutely. They really, really kept them outside. Didn't give them anything, which was remarkable given that Wilton was moving the ball quite well.
As joining the play now is Owen Shin, the junior, getting his first touch of the year. Quinton with it now, and back to Shin again. Isolating up top, he wants to work against Ginty. To his left, jump shot there, and a big save made right into the stick of Andrew Calabrese. Well drawn up play to free Shin up, just couldn't convert on the open look. Opening day for the Rams, and they could not have asked for better weather. As making a move inside, pass down low, fired on goal, and Calabrese Knots us up at 3.
That was just a great look by Wilton.
The assist will go to Murtha, and it all started right around the 30-yard line at the edge of the box. Gave a little shimmy, made his man miss. The last defender had to choose what to do.
There was no way to slide back for that, Frank. That was just a fantastic transition right there.
It is 3-3 with 1:46 left to play.
I don't think we've seen one goal low. Everything's been in the corners.
Now, early on in the season, the boys are feeling a little extra frisky, and they're going upstairs. There's a violation on the draw. The Warriors now go right back on the offense. Second goal of the year for Calabrese. He had one yesterday. Connor Drake and Kieran McGovern each picked up their third. And you had the first goals for Bisegli and both O'Connells. Up top, here's Murtha. Tried to force one inside, and it handcuffed his playing partner. That was Rance. Warriors struggling to control this one, and finally Cook can slow it down. Cook working to his left, freed up for a shot, and that one sails high over the cage. Waiting on the end line, though, was Connor Drake, so the Warriors hold on now with 55 seconds left. Drake is guarded by James Cravado. Up high, Cook going to let one go, and it's wide again on the right side. Warriors a little more aggressive now, Marty, with only 40 seconds remaining here in the quarter.
Yeah, but you have to admit on their offensive possessions, they're doing a heck of a job in their ground balls because they have forced a couple of looks that weren't there, but then they've recovered quite quickly from them.
Thought about forcing one inside. Cook spins off a hit. Left his man in the dust, and then Morris making a save off the high-to-high shot. That was Brooks Gamble, who was challenged with guarding Cook. A long stick, Cravado jumps up and joins the rush. Kick save that time off the shot from Braden. Apel's follow-up went wide, and the Rams hold on now, looking to reset. 9 seconds on the clock. Magnus behind the cage to lead it off. Trying to work around for a shot. It was deflected. Apel hesitates. Pass in front, and O'Connell's shot sails wide with 7/10 of a second remaining.
That was a heck of a look. There was two great looks right there from New Canaan.
As that one deflected on the pass inside, and you're right, Apel getting real down real low to the turf that time to slick a pass inside. O'Connell not missing by much, but at the end of one, we're right where we started. 3-3 the score, New Canaan and Wilton. More high school lax coming up after this on the home of FCIAC Sports, the HAN Network. Sign up now to learn from the Box Lacrosse pros at In Sports of Trumbull. April 10th through 13th, join Black Wolves captain and two-time NLL MVP Sean Evans to learn the ins and outs of box lacrosse. Sessions run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Each camper receives a Black Wolves hat, t-shirt, and a ticket to a game. To register, visit blackwolves.com and click on camps. In Sports of Trumbull, the game is always on, inside. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Spring has sprung at Walter Stewart's Market, and we're celebrating the new season with fresh takes on spring. From the finest produce around to guaranteed fresh seafood delivered daily by the best local supplier. Not only are we your time-saving one-stop shop for everything you need this season, our personable team is always ready with a helping hand. Shop Stewart's for the best of spring. Find us at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
We are back on the HAN Network. Frank Granito and Marty Hersom on the campus of New Canaan High School. We got to catch up with all of our spring sports captains earlier this afternoon in New Canaan on the FCIAC Spring Sports Tour. We'll hit up Brian McMahon tomorrow morning and then Fairfield Ward tomorrow afternoon. We wrap it up, Marty, on Friday with Bridgeport Central and Fairfield Ludlow. Always a treat for us to get to go out and catch up with all of the sports captains, whether your team went 0-16 or 16-0. The excitement and the energy is there as everyone's starting with a blank slate.
That's true, Frank. It's really fun to see all these kids and see their excitement, and it just we just feed off it because we're ready to go for our spring season, obviously.
Of course, unfortunately for us, we were supposed to do softball tomorrow between Fairfield Ward and New Canaan. That game has been postponed already, and it's looking like all baseball and softball games most likely going to be a wash tomorrow with some more inclement weather on the way. Well, we're right back at it next week. Even though the kids are on break, we are not. Plenty of action for you Monday through Thursday, and then we'll take the Easter holiday weekend off before getting into a full grind for the spring season.
Yeah, and due to the weather, we're getting Masters weekend off too.
There we go. Second quarter underway. Rams and Warriors tied at 3. Looking out of town on the scoreboard, Staples and Danbury played yesterday. They were a 17-1 winner of the Wreckers. You also had Darien cruising past Brian McMahon 22-1. In action right now, Greenwich leading 6-2 after 4 straight goes over Fairfield Ludlow with 10 minutes to play in the first half. Keep you updated on all that as O'Connell frees up. Shot from low to low. Sails wide of the cage. It'll stay with the Rams. First low shot we have seen of the afternoon. Didn't miss by much.
Yeah, no, it was right in there. But another, really, really worked the defender on that one. O'Connell did. It was terrific.
And we're seeing the Rams try to facilitate from behind the cage. You saw that pass from Apelt before the quarter ended, but they're also looking to isolate off defenders and get those wraparound shots on net. Holzer up top, looking to free himself up. Hesitates, and he'll hand off to the right side. And gets it right back from Biseglia. O'Connell with it now. As the Rams very patient with their first possession of the second quarter. Apel coming off a pick. Gets a look on cage, and a good job by Calabrese going down to stop that one between the legs.
Apel did a great job getting around in front there and getting a really good shot off despite heavy pressure there.
And I thought he maybe considered shooting a second or two too soon. Very patient. He allowed himself to square up completely, but a good save by Calabrese on the effort.
But it was almost indefensible by the defender there because he just got so low.
9:30 remaining in the second quarter. Warriors taking their first possession as Drake controls below the net. He's guarded by the senior Cravado. Over the left wing with Murtha, and up top for Cook. Cook beat his man off the run. Shot on net, but Morris waiting eagerly for that one, and he makes the save. Bobbling that ball momentarily was Austin Leopold, and it's turned right back over. Liam Rance with it. Wanted to find Murtha cutting to the cage, but he was picked up by Jackson Braden at the last second. Cook, one of the bigger Warriors on the field, Marty, but he has impressed us so far with the speed at times. The acceleration and ability to beat his man off that first or second step. It's a little unexpected from the big guy.
Yeah, but he does a great job of running that offense from up top. It really everyone's relying on him to get that ball moving around the perimeter.
As Jackson Braden, the long stip, able to bring it up in transition off the turnover. Jackson, one of 3 Bradens we've seen on the field this season. Of course, his brother Graham, the senior, had a stellar finish to the football season, and he jumps onto the offense right now, wearing that number 16 for the Rams. And their other brother, Garrett, of course, had a great season as a defensive end for the football team this fall. We look forward to seeing his junior year this upcoming season, as he'll be back for a couple more with New Canaan. O'Connell from behind the net. Guarded tightly this time by Andrew Hoffman. Good job here by Hoffman. No room for O'Connell. Fires one out in front, though. He found his brother, and it's O'Connell to O'Connell for the second time tonight, and the Rams back on top.
That was just a fantastic look, and Hoffman did an excellent job defending there, and then the look opened up, and bing, bang, boom, you got another goal there.
With 7:37 remaining in the half, Rams lead 4-3, and you're right, Hoffman did such a good job. You could see O'Connell trying to get a look to the cage, wisely retreats behind the net to set up, and the defenders almost caught ball watching, allow his younger brother Quentin to sneak through the heart of the defense, and he'll finish 10 times out of 10 from that close.
There's why Corvado's Corvado.
Braden comes up with the ground ball off the draw. Quickly up the field, and the Rams can set up now as Apelt holds down in the left corner. Just on the outside of the box, here's Magnus. As you can hear Coach Buzzio from the bench calling to go up top. Holzer to Quentin to Ryan. Back over to Holzer as they reset on offense. 9th season for head coach John Wiseman of the Wilton Warriors. 5th season for head coach Chip Buzzio of the Rams. Talking about two of the most storied programs not only in the FCIAC but also in the state, arguably in the nation, when you think about what these teams have done over their history. Wilton, of course, the original power of the FCIAC, so dominant through the 70s, early 80s, and at times in the 90s. Trying to get back up amongst the elite now as Holzer lets one rip from 15 out. New Canaan went through a good portion of their era, late 90s, early 2000s, and the last decade, it's been Coach Braymeyer and the Darien Blue Wave.
Yeah, it sure has. But, Wilton is right on the perimeter of the conversation in the FCIAC. They really, you're talking about two wins. If they knock off Ridgefield, New Canaan, or Greenwich last year, it's a different mindset, I think, on that team. And, this is a year where they could actually do it. They've got great athletes. They've got few awesome sophomores that have already have some commitments to D1, and they may be able to leverage that to wedge their way in where they were so dominant in the 80s and 90s. And, it's a great program with a great tradition, and it would be really fun to see this program rise again to be constantly in the mix.
And it's beneficial for the FCIAC as a whole. The same way we went through the basketball season this year, and you had such a wide open FCIAC tournament in hoops. It created that buzz, that excitement. Anyone could win on any given night, and you wanted to see every single game. In my opinion, high school sports are not built for dynasties. As impressive and really just incredible of run as Darien has had, I find myself personally rooting for that underdog to find a way to knock him off. You want to see all of a sudden that Cinderella team make that run. High school sports should be built around a senior class earning their opportunity and having that run. Now, you bring Wilton back into the mix, and I think they're a top 3 team in the conference this year. Greenwich looks good coming off what they would call disappointing last season, falling to Staples in the quarterfinals. How great is it that Staples has really brought their program onto the rise, making it to their first FCIAC semifinal last season? And, of course, then you've got the Ridgefield Tigers, too, the 2 seed last year in the tournament as a shot off the leg of Calabrese, and then the post stays out. I think with the way everyone has reloaded, they've revamped, it is as wide open a field to knock off Darien as we've seen in quite some time.
Couldn't agree more, Frank. I also think Ridgefield really is the team to watch in the FCIAC with the cross issue. Ridgefield has developed such a stable of fantastic athletes, and coming off a great hockey season, a lot of those kids will move to the lacrosse field, and they could really make a showing here. And like I said, I really believe that Wilton too. And there you see Wilton's ground ball effort again paying off for them. Ooh.
Big check there from Andrew Bowers, fell about 15 yards out. Cravado with a couple spins trying to avoid trouble. Can he keep it in bounds? No. Goes back the Warriors' way. And you're right. And you think about what Ridgefield has done this season, this whole year really, with their athletes. From cross country in the fall, girls soccer winning a second straight FCIAC championship, the football team going to a state championship game, hockey and basketball winning FCIAC championship, hockey a state. This this Ridgefield class reminds me a lot of their class in 2009, which had that same kind of success. It was a very storied class. They had won a lot of championships, and it all concluded in the spring with an FCIAC championship.
Right.
The last time they won one as a program. So I think that's a good call on your end to keep an eye out for the Tigers this year. That's a very nice pass there. Up ahead from Morris. Bowersfeld with all the time in the world, though, as Drake was forced to remain on the opposite side of midfield and stay on side. 4:15 remaining in the half. Rams on top 4-3. Opening day for New Canaan to the 2017 lacrosse season. O'Connell working around the net. Again guarded by Hoffman. He's done a very good job on the future Tar Heel. Apelt along the wing.
Yeah, Hoffman's giving up nothing. Really showing why he's going places.
Spinning around this time is Braden, but he can't get a shot off. And a flag comes flying out. Working towards the front of the cage. Shot down low. And a save made by Calabrese. He's made 3 or 4 saves in this quarter that have kept this game so close, as the Rams have turned pressure up offensively. But now the first man advantage opportunity for New Canaan, as having to go over and take a seat momentarily will be Tyler Previtt, the sophomore called for the hook. And
there was some pretty good chops to the triceps there for a while, too. That's going to be felt after the game.
This is where you want to keep an eye on Jack Holzer. With that extra man, you're going to look to get the defense to slide one slot too many and open him up to let go of that big shot.
It's just a cannon that kid's got.
The Rams very patient early on. Holzer lets it go, and it's off the crossbar. No hesitation on that one.
He just let that go, and there's a souvenir for some fans.
3:15 to go. And now quickly going out to pressure Holzer with Scarfy. He shifts up top to the top of the umbrella. Working to get open. Catch and shoot off the post this time.
Wow. 2 posts in a row with that gun.
And how about Scarfy snapping his stick, trying to get in the way of Holzer?
It's a nice clear.
That'll do it for the man advantage.
Oh.
Out in front, Morris is down. Took a second to get up, but he appears to be okay. The Rams back the other way now. But we said it. No secret as to what the Rams are trying to do on that man advantage. And I don't know that there's a way you can stop that Holzer shot.
Nope, they just feed it to him and let it go.
So I am certainly not sacrificing the body to get in front of that one.
No, you do not want to be in front of that unless you've got a goalie equipment on.
4-3 the score. 2:10 left to play in the first half. New Canaan and Wilton on a beautiful afternoon here at Dunning Field on the campus of New Canaan High School. Rams, the 2-time defending Class M state champions, looking to win a 3rd in a row, hoping to get back to the FCIAC championship and rewrite the script from last season. Down low, Apelt. Is looking to shake free is Owen Shin. There's Quentin O'Connell with it. 2 goals already on the afternoon as he's looking for the hat trick. Now his brother Ryan looks to work on Hoffman. Good job staying patient and square as O'Connell stuck to the outside with 1:10 left to play in the half.
We're going to wait this one out, Frank.
A minute to go. No rush from the Rams, leading by 1. Shin shakes free. Trying to get to the front of the cage. Shot on goal. Calabrese the save. And Shin went into the crease along with it, so it's turned back over. And now the Warriors will have a chance to tie this one up before the break. And a timeout taken by Coach Wiseman with 40 seconds to go. Let's take it as well. And we'll be right back with more high school lacrosse after this on the HAN Network.
Spring has sprung at Walter Stewart's Market, and we're celebrating the new season with fresh takes on spring. From the finest produce around to guaranteed fresh seafood delivered daily by the best local supplier. Not only are we your time-saving one-stop shop for everything you need this season, our personable team is always ready with a helping hand. Shop Stewart's for the best of spring. Find us at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Back at New Canaan High School, the Rams clinging to a 4-3 lead here with time running down in the first half. Wilton electing to take a timeout, draw a play up in hopes of tying this one. What do you think Coach Wiseman's message is to the team at this point in time, Marty?
Well, obviously, I think it's let's tie this and go into the locker room, even here, and be patient. Take your shots, work it to the inside, and do what Wilton has done best so far is from the inside.
I think one message obviously would be you need to make sure we have a man on the end line. It allows you to be a little freer with your shots to retain possession. Or is there some hesitation in look for our best shot, not allow the Rams possibly an opportunity to have a rebuttal at the other end?
Well, you definitely want to be shooting for this next 35 seconds, and there you go. Here you go.
And no hesitation whatsoever. 2 shots in 11 seconds. The second one finds the back of the net. We're tied up at 4.
It's exactly what they want to do, Frank. And they've been doing that well all day. All 4 goals, working the ball on the inside and taking the shot. And that was I think the first bounce goal we've seen today.
Morris made the first save against Drake. Brian Calabrese collected a pass off the rebound, and he beats him with the bounce shot down past the left foot. 4-4 with 29 to go in the half.
Well, it certainly would take a lot of wind out of Wilton if New Canaan can answer here, and New Canaan's definitely going to be trying to answer this in 29 seconds.
A lot of time left as Cravado sends one forward, but eagerly waiting there was a Warrior. It was William Litton. Will Litton works his way around several defenders, and now the Warriors able to break the press, and they'll have a chance to take the lead before the half. Murtha working to the middle of the field. Shot down low, and Morris the save off the bounce. Tries to fire one up ahead. Apelt's out in transition, but it just sailed over his head as the scoreboard strikes 0, and we head to the half. All tied up at 4. Just 2 goals in that quarter. Quentin O'Connell at the 4:26 mark, and Brian Calabrese at the 11:31. New Canaan 4, Wilton 4. As we head to the half, you're watching high school lacrosse on the home of FCIAC Sports, the HAN Network. We'll be right back after this.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We told Dad he could have his office back if he sold 150 cars last month.
Deal's a deal.
Well, Dad, you did it. You get your office back.
Forget it. I'm having too much fun down here. My new goal, 160 cars. Wow. Folks, if you ever wanted a great price on a new Nissan, now is the time.
Right now, lease a 2017 Altima 2.5S for only $99 a month.
Isn't it time you got Millerized?
At Worcester School, we believe summer is a time for kids to be kids. We provide the safe and nurturing environment for them to find activities that match their interests and allow them to create lasting friendships. Summer at Worcester offers 7 weekly sessions at our Danbury campus from Monday, June 26th through Friday, August 11th for pre-K to grade 8. Find out more about our extended hours, new optional lunch program, and a new low price at summer@worcester.org or 203-830-3921. Summer at Worcester, experience the difference. Want to reach new heights in your fitness and health goals? Find what you're looking for at Elevation Spin, Train, and TRX in Georgetown, Connecticut. Elevation Spin gives you purposeful spinning workouts inspired by the road. We encourage monitoring of heart rate and energy zones. Elevation also offers customized personal training with dedicated professionals passionate about helping you reach your goals. And let us motivate you to reach greater performance and functionality with TRX suspension training, using your own body weight for an incredible dynamic workout. Located at 4 Old Mill Road in Georgetown, call Elevation at 203-544-9503 or visit elevationspintraintrx.com for more.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now during the spring clearance event and Ram Truck Month, now through March 31st.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
The new fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the dock shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The dock shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the dock shop is a unique place to shop. The dock shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
Join the HAN Network in Make-A-Wish, Connecticut to help make travel wishes come true for local kids with life-threatening medical conditions. Donate your unused airline miles to the HAN Network's Wishes in Flight campaign. Over 70% of wishes granted involve travel, and your unused airline miles can help make kids' dreams become a reality. Plus, once you donate your miles to Make-A-Wish, they never expire. Donate your miles at ct.wish.org/HAN Network and help us change lives, one wish at a time.
When it comes to considering the outside of your home, just imagine the possibilities. Whether your dream is a stunning free-form pool or a tranquil, secluded garden, the team of professionals at Stonebridge Associates will make it a reality. We offer unparalleled landscape design and construction, masonry development, pools, spas, and water features, as well as landscape and garden maintenance. No other firm can offer the same level of creativity, quality, and personal attention. Discover the possibilities at stonebridgeassociates.net or call 203-544-8376 today.
UK Gourmet is the largest specialty grocer in the area, featuring food from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Over 80 teas to choose from and a brilliant assortment of biscuits to go with them. Over 70 cheeses from grass-fed cows, which makes a smashing difference in taste. The creamiest chocolate you'll ever taste using no artificial colors or preservatives. So say hooray for UK Gourmet, 78 Stony Hill Road in Bethel, or visit ukgourmet.us.
La France de Charles Trenet, c'est la France de tous les Français.
Wild Birds Unlimited,
At Wild Birds Unlimited of Brookfield, get expert advice from our certified bird feeding specialists. We offer always fresh, clean seed that will be sure to attract birds to your home feeder. Experience our excellent customer service. Open 7 days a week. Visit us at 317 Federal Road, Brookfield.
Wild Birds Unlimited, we bring people and nature together.
Banking well is doing good. That's why, with the support of local community partners, Bankwell has launched the Bankwell Pet Adoption Project to boost awareness about the hundreds of animals in local shelters that need a home. And when you donate to the cause using the Bankwell self-service coin machines, we'll match your donation. For details, visit mybankwell.com/pleaseadoptme. Bank smart, bank local, bank well.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Sign up now to learn from the box lacrosse pros at In Sports of Trumbull. April 10th through 13th, join Black Wolves captain and 2-time NLL MVP Sean Evans to learn the ins and outs of box lacrosse. Sessions run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Each camper receives a Black Wolves hat, t-shirt, and a ticket to a game. To register, visit blackwolves.com and click on Camps. In Sports of Trumbull, the game is always on, inside. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Spring has sprung at Walter Stewart's Market, and we're celebrating the new season with fresh takes on spring. From the finest produce around to guaranteed fresh seafood delivered daily by the best local supplier. Not only are we your time-saving one-stop shop for everything you need this season, our personable team is always ready with a helping hand. Shop Stewart's for the best of spring. Find us at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Wild Birds Unlimited, your one-stop shop for all your backyard bird hobby needs. Premium bird seed, freshly delivered each week. A great selection of bird feeders, houses, a patented pole system, bird baths, and a vast array of wonderful gifts of whimsy and nature. Visit us at 356 Heights Road in Darien, next to the post office, and across from Norotan Heights Railroad Station.
Back on the HAN network from Dunning Field on the campus of New Canaan High School. This is high school lacrosse. Opening day for the New Canaan Rams. They are tied at 4 with the Wilton Warriors. Frank Granito and Marty Hersom standing in the press box this afternoon. And a lot of what we saw last season in the FCIAC playoffs, Marty, both offenses struggling at times. The goalies really carrying the weight for both teams. Let's start with Wilton. I might have given them the edge at the end of that half.
I would think so, Frank. They seem to be, again, I keep talking about patience on offense, but they really did a great job of working the ball inside. That last goal, the equalizer there, was a great shot from the outside. Probably the first one of that half, but they really ran their offense.
As a loose ball here, collected by Apelt. He's got a lane to the front of the cage, kicks it outside, but Holzer couldn't scoop that one up before having a reset. On the other side for the Rams, while it was sloppy at times, it is their first game. They have to feel comfortable in a situation like this or a game like this where it's tied or it's one goal either way, just because of the talent on the roster and their ability to score on any given possession.
Well, you saw a couple of great goals in there, and especially the Ryan to Quinton goal was an excellent look. As Quinton was cutting down and Ryan hit him. That's what New Canaan can do more of. And because they do have that it's not so secret weapon in Holzer, but that cannon that comes in from the outside. But they did a good job. New Canaan did a good job late in the half of working the ball inside.
As Apel tried to beat Hoffman to the front of the cage that time. Well, what a great job A.J. Hoffman has done so far in this game, denying Ryan O'Connell for most of the first half as Holzer lets it go, and he finishes upstairs. You talked about the cannon. Well, he got all of that one. And Calabrese probably never saw it. Rams back on top, 5-4.
Yeah, and that's the thing that Wilton has to do. When the ball gets to Crowley, somebody's got to get up in his face, because once he's wound up enough, that stick has got to be stopped at some point before it lets go.
It takes just a minute and 11 seconds. And the Rams with their first lead of the second half. Holzer's first of the season. And talking with our director, Mike Suppy, is a infraction here on the draw. One thing that New Canaan really struggled with in that first half, and give credit to the Warriors for the tenacity, but ground balls had to be a point of emphasis from Coach Buzzio during the break.
Yeah, I mean, Wilton dominated on ground balls, especially on their offensive possessions. They had a lot of good looks, some of which they couldn't capitalize on, but they came back up with it.
There's Graham Braden looking to get free. He was walled off that time by Litton. Of course, we saw Will Litton back in the football season for the Warriors, part of that three-headed monster in the backfield as the primary running back.
But on New Canaan's first possession on that ended with Holzer's goal, you saw New Canaan, they won 3 ground ball possessions in that offensive look, Frank. At least 3.
One thing we have not touched upon yet is the Rams back on possession. Both these teams to start the season have got to go through an absolute gauntlet of a schedule. Starting with the Warriors, they get New Canaan today, then Fordham Prep of New York, Greenwich, Danbury, Ridgefield, and Darien. All of that over the next 3 weeks, as that will get much of a better read on the Warriors and where they stand competition-wise. For the Rams, they get Wilton today, then the number 5 team in the nation, McDonough. Preseason number 1, coming off a loss, dropped down to 5. Cold Spring Harbor, New York. Brunswick is mixed in there. Fairfield Prep, Staples, and, of course, Darien, all of them before the end of the month. So we're going to get a good sense of what these teams are like much earlier than expected. By the middle of this month, they'll need to be playing at their top level or could see themselves staring well up in the standings.
Absolutely, Frank. You know, it's interesting, too, watching the audience today tuning in. You know, we had 1,100 people watch that Darien-Yorktown game on Saturday, and a lot of that was other teams scouting Darien and some Yorktown as well. But you're seeing a lot of folks, kicking the tires on both these teams today when they're tuning in.
As the Warriors maintain possession there, Villanueva called for the push. Good shot that last time by Murtha, skipped up and rang off the post. We were talking about this at the half as well. We talked about it in the second quarter, but not a lot of shots seen down low. Jason Cooper, one of the girls' assistant coaches here at New Canaan, was saying just once or twice seeing a player mix in that high-to-low shot, throwing a bounce shot in there to keep the goalie honest, but it's almost lost on this generation of trying to blow shots by upstairs.
It is. It's this. No, that was a great look.
On the doorstep, you should go upstairs like that. There's no doubt about that one. Liam Rance on the board, and we're tied at 5. What a dish inside from Brian Calabrese. He's got his 3rd point of the night.
Yeah, and again, talk about an efficient possession. They just moved the ball until they had that look inside and, and went high, and it seemed to work out.
It comes at the 4:06 mark of the third. 5-5 the score as they continue to trade blows back and forth here at Dunning. And it's when you're on the doorstep, that kind of a shot, it's coming out of your stick so fast, there's no time for a goalie to react. You could really shoot it anywhere but his chest, and it's most likely going to find the back of the net. But when players get stuck to the outside of the box and they're trying to force shots through, that extra bounce shot every now and then really just forces the goalie to take that extra second to think about it, which in lacrosse they just don't have the time to afford.
Well, that's true, Frank, especially at a perimeter shot. If you've got someone who's consistently going at your corners up top, then you're ready for it. But, like I said, that last Wilton goal, that was going in no matter what.
To steal a quote from Bo Hickey, who used to yell at his hockey players for shooting at the gloves, it's a lot easier to move your hands than it is your feet, Holmes. Try shooting one on the ice. So 5-5 with 7 minutes remaining in the third. Holzer and Rance, the goal scorers this quarter. Warriors 1-0 on the season following a 16-6 victory over Trumbull yesterday. The Rams playing their first game, coming off a second consecutive Class M state championship. That was Rance's first goal of the season. As a shot here from Holzer, stopped by Calabrese. Quickly up ahead, and he hit Zaire in transition. Over the left side, and Brian Calabrese will slow it down now as the Warriors will look to take their first lead since 2:48 into the first. Connor Drake down below the end line. The sophomore already committed to Duke. He's scored once today. And it's up top with the senior captain, Peter Cook. Working on O'Connell. Bounce shot to the right side. It sails wide and out of play. Wilton retaining possession. Loose ball behind the cage, and James Cravato comes away with it. Back over to Morris, and he dumps one off for Chase Strupp. Up ahead, and O'Connell had to knock it down. Recollects, spins through trouble, and he crosses midfield. Hops into the box, and then shovels one back to his brother Ryan. As the senior captain wisely slows things down, playing catch with his younger brother. Quentin inside of the middle looking for the hat trick, but it flew right out of his stick. Picked it up, and then an errant pass sails all the way over to the New Canaan bench. And a penalty coming here. Looks like it's going to be against the Warriors. It's for a cross check. With 5:08 to go in the third, the Rams with their second man advantage opportunity. They are 0 for 1 to this point. You get the feeling we're going to see a couple more shots coming from Jack Holzer. Awaits the all play from the officials, and they're off and ready to go. Magnus up top, right in the center. Over on the right wing, and that's Mac Dean. To Magnus, quickly to Holzer, who steps into one, and he bounced it up high, and Calabrese had to fight that one off. Might have just got a piece of the stick on it. 4:45 to go. Rams with the man advantage. Over to Dean. Back to Magnus. Open was Holzer, but the pass sails over his head. Can he keep it in play? No. And it's going back to the Warriors, as that'll most likely spell the end of the Rams' advantage.
That could have been deadly, too, because Holzer was...
So much time and so much space in front of him that time. As up ahead, here is Calabrese. Showed a sign of shot, and then a scoop shot there. Sails well over the cage. Jason Spalding, the senior, let that one go. Murtha still in the box, and he has now been freed. So we are all even. 0 for 2 now are the Rams with the man advantage. 5-5 the score, 4 minutes left to play in the third. New Canaan and Wilton battling it out on the opening day for the Rams. Drake behind the cage, looking out in front, wide open, Cook, and he buries it down low.
That was a beautiful look and really, really smart pass there.
All alone with nobody around, and my mistake, that was Kieran McGovern who finished on that one. Second goal of the night for the senior, his 4th on the season. And the assist to Drake with 3:51 to play as the Warriors take their first lead since the first quarter.
Right over the top of the cage and right in the net.
And from where we're standing, you could just see Drake staring down towards the front of the cage. You could tell someone was about to break open, and he put it right on the money. As for the second time in a row, the Warriors convert easily, and that's one Calabrese's going to want back, as it is Jackson Braden quick to respond.
Yeah, that was, he's definitely going to want that one back, because that just he had to save, and it just trickled back in.
Comes just 10 seconds after the McGovern goal, and we're tied right back up at 6. Always tough for a goaltender picking up the shot out of that long stick. Yeah. But when you get that much of it as Calabrese did there, that one might haunt his dreams tonight.
Yeah. He had it.
But that's something, Marty, that we have not seen a lot of from the Rams in years past, is that just quick go off of draws, off of turnovers, and the aggressive style to take a shot at that moment. And if the Rams can do that this season, they're going to see games where they score 3 or 4 more goals, and it will make the difference against top talent. 3:32 remaining. The Rams spend a timeout. We will spend it as well. 6-6 between New Canaan and Wilton. We'll be right back after this.
Experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now during the spring clearance event and Ram Truck Month, now through March 31st.
Back at New Canaan High School, the Rams and the Warriors tied up at 6. Third quarter of play with 3:32 remaining. Looking ahead to next week on the HAN Network, Monday at 1 o'clock, we will be at Trinity Catholic High School for our first baseball game of the season when the Crusaders host the Wreckers of Staples. That will be on one of those new Trinity fields that was installed. Very excited to get down there. A doubleheader for you on Tuesday.
Is it Steve?
With Fairfield Ward playing at Greenwich at 12 p.m. in girls lacrosse, followed up by Ridgefield and Greenwich in boys lax at 2. Exciting doubleheader coming for you from Greenwich. And then Wednesday, we've got Trumbull and Darien, a rematch of the FCIAC Championship in baseball. That game will be at 4 o'clock. And that'll be the start to next week on the HAN Network. Again, no game tomorrow. Softball has already been postponed between Ward and New Canaan. We'll still be at Brian McMahon and Fairfield Ward for the FCIAC tour as Holzer picks up his second. Cannot leave him alone on that wing. Good look from Villanueva, and the Rams back on top, 7-6.
Well, listen, Frank, we've been talking about it over and over again. You cannot leave Holzer out there to have a windup like that, and Wilton has got to get out Listen, you're leaving a guy, one of your defenders out, not able to slide back, but, Holzer's just too dangerous right now.
When he's allowed to step into one of those shots, we will see that ball traveling upwards of 90, 95 miles per hour. Only going to get higher as he moves on to the next level, but from 15 yards out with that much space, unlikely the goaltenders in this conference are going to be able to keep up with him. It's a good job by Sweeney here to win that draw off of Cravado. They've been fairly even in the draw controls so far today. As Drake resets now down at that X position. Guarded by James Cravado. You've got Tom O'Day, Andrew Bowersfeld, George Dumbald, Graham Braden, and Austin Leopold joining Cravado on the defensive front. Of course, Morris in cage. Up top, it's Cook. Quickly over to Rance. Working down the left hash marks. Thought about a shot, but he's walled off to the outside and resets down low with Calabrese. Drake gets to the front of the cage. Shot through contact. But it goes wide. A good job at the last minute that time by O'Day to come out and help out in front. Flag comes flying out. Yeah. And it's going to be on O'Day this time as Calabrese beat him off the move. Real quick off that restart, getting to the front of the net.
But, again, good looks by Wilton there,
They had a great look on that first shot when Drake got to the inside. O'Day saving a goal, coming to help and slide from that behind the net. Second time around, I like the aggressive take by Calabrese there. It definitely caught the Rams off guard, who have almost been lulled to sleep with this patient offense of the Warriors today. We'll see what the mentality is now, though, as they go to the man advantage. Up top, Cook. To his right is Drake. Over on the left, Murtha. The skip pass went to Calabrese. Cook from behind the net. Looking at the back door. It was off the stick of Morris, then his head. Might have even hit the crossbar, but a push negates the turnover. The Wilton possession lives on.
Yeah, but that's why Morris is Morris there. It was a great move by him to knock that pass down, because that was going to happen.
Streaking to the back door that time was McGovern as he awaited the pass from Calabrese. He's back on it now and quickly to Drake. O'Day serving the penalty as the Warriors on the man advantage. McGovern had to inside out for that reception, and then he beats Morris down low to the 5-hole, tied up at 7.
Well, the Canaan's going to be kicking themselves after that. Wilton's been fantastic in their patience on everything, but their man up that was a great look.
Warriors are 2 for 2 with the man advantage. The Rams 0 for 2. And not for a lack of opportunities. The first man advantage of the afternoon saw Holzer send not one but 2 shots off the post. And the only battle more tightly contested in this contest so far would be the face-off one as Cravado and Sweeney duel again, and this time Cravado gets the best of them. Good creative thought there to pass that ball up ahead on the ground. Biseglia able to recover, and the Rams on possession now. All even on the field and all even on the scoreboard as well with 35 seconds to go. Do the Rams play for one shot here, or do they try to make a move early on, Marty?
Frank, I think they go for the one shot here. They're looking for a dagger here to break this open, to break it open in the fourth, and that's a good momentum getter right there.
As Quentin O'Connell tried a swim move that time. Good job by DeSanto defensively. Shot on cage right into the breadbasket as Calabrese with another save. Looking up ahead, and he sends one 80 yards the other way. Bounces into the stick of Drake with 3-2. Fired out in front. Can they get it off in time? Doesn't matter. Morris denying on the doorstep as the
Morris
third
just stuffed
quarter
it.
comes to an end.
Yeah, he read that like a book. He saw it coming.
7-7 the score. We've been tied at the end of each quarter so far. New Canaan and Wilton 12 minutes away from determining a winner. We'll be right back with more high school lacrosse after this on the HAN Network.
At Worcester School, we believe summer is a time for kids to be kids. We provide the safe and nurturing environment for them to find activities that match their interests and allow them to create lasting friendships. Summer at Worcester offers 7 weekly sessions at our Danbury campus from Monday, June 26th through Friday, August 11th for pre-K to grade 8. Find out more about our extended hours, new optional lunch program, and a new low price at summer@worcester.org or 203-830-3921. Summer at Worcester, experience the difference.
Back on the HAN Network, we are tied at 7 between New Canaan and Wilton in boys lacrosse. Marty, if you look back to our pregame notes, some of the players to watch that we had marked down have fared pretty well today. Let's start with the visiting Warriors. We talked about Brian Calabrese, his third year as a starter. He was an all-FCIAC player last season, third leading scorer on the team. He certainly picked up the slack again today. He's got 3 assists, has picked up a goal himself. We knew an issue for Wilton this year was going to be who would pick up the scoring. They lost their top 2 scorers from last season. There were a lot of players capable of it leading into this year, but Calabrese, McGovern, and Drake have done a great job leading the offense today. A.J. Hoffman has been tremendous defensively, shutting down Ryan O'Connell in the Rams' attack, and Andrew Calabrese in goal has been strong. Off another face-off win for the Rams, let's start with Nick Cravato. He's a player we talked about. Great matchup all day with Chris Sweeney, but Cravato starting to get the better of him here down the stretch.
Yeah, but early on, Wilton was getting the better of Cravato. So, and it shows on the scoreboard for sure.
Other players we said to keep an eye on. Obviously, Drew Morris, the future Maryland goaltender. He's been great. No save better than the one we just saw at the end of that third quarter. Jackson Apelt, he's been quiet for most of the afternoon. Did have that great assist back in the second quarter. Here's a name for you, Jack Holder. He's got 2 goals. And Ryan O'Connell with a couple of points as well. So the big names getting it done today. And this is just 2 very evenly matched teams, and they're both playing tremendous lacrosse.
Yeah, and you just saw Hoffman there giving Apelt nothing. And Apelt's burst of speed is remarkable, and Hoffman is just all over him.
So quick, and the agility is phenomenal on Apelt. University of Virginia is getting quite an athlete as O'Connell, freeing himself up here, tried to force a shot, but he had it taken away momentarily. And then the pass over to Apelt squibs under his stick. So it's turned over to Wilton. What a great job by Joseph Scarfy, the junior defender there.
Yeah, he just stayed all over him.
Almost unfortunate how early in the year these 2 teams meet, as we will not see them again unless there is another FCIAC playoff matchup.
Yeah, but Frank, you could almost make the argument that, Wilton is leading this game 7-6 if that Calabrese just got the stick down. He actually made the save and the ball just had some backspin on it. Wilton really is showing some serious chops here in this second game for them of the season.
And we talked about it. Last year, the Warriors' losses coming against Ridgefield, Greenwich, New Canaan, Darien, New Canaan the second time in the FCIAC. It was the issue of beating those teams at the top of the conference, and they're proving today they are on par with and ready to compete against those squads, win, lose, or draw in this one. The Warriors are back, and they will be an interesting team to watch all season, and especially heading into the postseason this season. Cook opens up for a shot, went for the far post, but it missed wide on the left side.
I agree with you, Frank, all the way around there. But as we said, a win here for the Warriors sets an entirely different tone across the FCIAC.
Out in front, McGovern couldn't handle the pass, trying to come back up with it. But it's controlled by Chase Strupp. With it this time is Braden, and quickly up ahead to Leopold. It sets the tone for the rest of the FCIAC and really sets the bar for the Warriors moving forward into this season. Starting off 2-0. Then you head out to Fordham Prep plus Greenwich. Danbury's in there, Richfield and Darien. The Warriors are going to know exactly where they stand and where they belong by the end of April, without a doubt. Trying to free himself up is Apel, but a good job by Hoffman again. O'Connell muscles his way through a defender, and the shot goes wide. Good effort from Calabrese that time, trying to win the race, but Apel awarded possession for the Rams.
Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, though, in Wilton's schedule, that's for sure. They've got a very, very serious couple of weeks coming up. But this win will mean a lot to them.
As O'Connell had that shot float out of his stick, nowhere on target. Looked like a defender might have influenced that one. And on the other side for New Canaan, this is a situation where the Rams struggled last year as they tried to force it inside to Murtha. This one's going to be waved off. As they disallow that one, Drake illegally taking it out of Morris's stick. Quickly moving up ahead. Opportunity for the Rams. As Braden dumped it off, and they'll slow it down. And that, to me, is a moment in time I would have liked to seen the Rams run. Maybe try a quick one after that kind of a reset. These were games last year where at this point in time, New Canaan the offense went stagnant. There's no other word. They got stuck, tried to play isolation ball, and it slows all their momentum down.
Yeah, but you also just don't want to play a transition game the whole day, and they haven't. I'm not saying they have, but at the same time, what they want to see this offense work and be more efficient than it was last year. Obviously, I mean that's stating the obvious, but the thing of it is they're really doing a good job. Through second quarter to this point, moving the ball well and getting really good opportunities.
O'Connell trying to power through. Shot on target, and Calabrese the save. Good defense again. This time it was Previtt.
O'Connell worked for that one point. You could see he was exhausted by the time that was over with.
Calabrese forced from his crease, now looking way up ahead. And he finds Murtha. Good job there on the outlet pass.
There you go.
With 6:25 to play in the fourth. Taking off possession that time. A good job by Brooks Gamble, and he earns possession for the Rams. Gamble, a standout for the Rams hockey team in the winter, named a captain heading into his senior year. Looking to make an impact on the turf now. Getting substantial minutes for the Rams this season. Cravato trying to get to the front of the net. Forced to the outside, and he wisely retreats to safety. Flips one over, and O'Connell, that's Ryan, looking to isolate here. Goes up top, and now Quinton sets up with 5:45 to go. A much quicker pace to this third quarter. Great defensive efforts on both sides of the field so far through the first half of the fourth. As a pass deflected there. Stays with the Rams. Do you get the sense, Marty, here with 5:30 to go, the next goal might be the difference maker?
I'm not so sure about them with 5 to go, Frank. I think either one of these teams has shown that they don't tighten up after going down a goal. I think inside a minute, that's a different ballgame. But tied at 7 rather. Nobody's seen to wilt when they're down.
And there's certainly that feeling here in the fourth where, despite the fact that we played 7 minutes without a goal in this quarter, it's either going to be that one goal determines this, an 8-7 game, or one goal is just going to break it back open, and we could see 4 or 5 more down the stretch here.
I agree.
Here's Rance with it. Down low. And he finds Drake, who wanted to find a man in the slot. But no one waiting there, so they go back to Calabrese at the X. Now Drake behind the cage. Try to force one out in front. Skips all the way through the box, and eagerly waiting outside was Spalding. Down low, Calabrese. McGovern trying to hide on that back post. Calabrese off the ground. Fired a shot. Rebound, and it's off the crossbar. Loose ball battled for. Timeout called. Whistles blown. Are they going to give it to the Rams? Yes, they do. But what a series of events. Calabrese taken down. Hops up. Lets not one but two shots rip and still deny the second one, courtesy of the U.S. Postal Service.
Frank, that's a shot that haunts you because he had it. He had that goal wide open, and it's just a poster. Wow.
I was surprised they gave that timeout to the Rams. From where we're standing, it did not look like anyone had possession in that scrum. So that could prove to be a big call here because Wilton was half an inch away from coming up with a loose ball and throwing another one on Cage.
Yeah, I mean, and that would have been, that again, a game changer. But it would have been, especially after that poster, that ball came so close to being a goal, and that would have been a tough pill to swallow for New Canaan right there.
But that was a vintage Wilton possession. A lot of what we saw in the first half. Patient. They had looks to the front, didn't force anything, and then when given the opportunity, they two quality shots on Cage. Credit the big save by Morris, and then every now and then, if you're a goalie, you got to get a little help from the iron.
Yeah. I mean, that was again, you give credit to the Warriors. It was a fantastic rebound on off of Morris, which you're not going to get very often, by the way.
Now, after a couple of, you don't want to say bad possessions, but the past few times down the field, the Rams have not gotten that quality shot we've seen. How important off that break is this possession for the Rams? You need to be able, with 4 minutes now, to steal a little bit of momentum back. Even if it's not a goal, you've got to slow this game down and tilt the iron your way.
Well, listen, game 1 for the Rams, game 2 for the Warriors. Everyone doesn't have their legs under them. You're getting tired here. You could see O'Connell on that last possession. He worked his heart out to get that shot off, which he did, but he was on his hands and knees after that.
And O'Connell's actually going to stay on the bench for this possession, at least for the start, as we're going to see Braden jog over now. So Ryan will come in off just a quick little break. And you talk about, obviously, the conditioning playing a huge factor. It's early in the year. There's no way to replicate game speed and the endurance necessary. One advantage for both of these teams heading into the season, as Holzer lets a rip go, Calabrese the save, and the Warriors with the rebound. One advantage for both teams this year is going to be their depth in all three facets of the game. Working end-to-end, a bounce shot on Cage. Rebound control by Cravato. And here's James Cravato trying to show off some speed. Works through a couple of checks. Slows it down, and now sets back up top with Ryan O'Connell. We've gotten some word from down on the sideline. James Frere for the Rams suffering an injury to his elbow. We'll keep you updated as we hear more on that, but that is a tough injury for the Rams, especially after just alluding to the depth they had on all three sides of the field here.
Yeah, and you talk about an elite athlete as far as New Canaan's concerned. Frere certainly, and there you go.
It's Quentin O'Connell with 2:25 to go, powering through the defense, high to low on the shot. He's got a hat trick, does the sophomore. The Rams have got the lead 8-7.
There was the Rams again. Patience, and they worked it inside, and Quentin just finished it off.
First time we've called his name in a while. Picks up his first goal of the second half. Third of the season, third of the game. The Rams with the lead with 146 seconds left to play.
So you look to see if Wilton tightens up here, Frank, or they can still play the game that they're playing, because they've been very efficient on their possessions.
And so much time. And we talked back in the second quarter, Wilton had the ball with 40 seconds, how much time they had. 2:26. There's no need to start forcing shots, anything like that, down the stretch here. But another great battle between Sweeney and Cravato on the draw. And Cravato comes away with it again. Having to climb the ladder for that one was Villanueva. He's back up to Braden, and the Rams really cannot afford an errant pass and a turnover right now, as this will be their most important possession of the game.
And certainly Wilton's. Wilton can't give up a goal here, Frank. That would be a backbreaker.
Braden below the end line, sent a pass over to Shin. It handcuffed him, and he was bumped over to the line, stepped out of bounds. Great defense coming from DeSanto. So the Warriors take possession with 95 seconds to play. Trailing by 1. Up ahead, here's Calabrese, hunted down by Leopold, and then a timeout taken by the Warriors with 1:28 to go. We will take it as well. On your home for FCIAC Sports, the HAN Network.
UK Gourmet is the largest specialty grocer in the area, featuring food from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Over 80 teas to choose from and a brilliant assortment of biscuits to go with them. Over 70 cheeses from grass-fed cows, which makes a smashing difference in taste. The creamiest chocolate you'll ever taste using no artificial colors or preservatives. So say hooray for UK Gourmet. 78 Stony Hill Road in Bethel, or visit ukgourmet.us.
Back on the HAN Network, the Rams clinging to an 8-7 lead. The last time these teams met on this field back in May, it was New Canaan coming away a winner 7-6 in the FCIAC quarterfinals. And the rematch has lived up to the hype here early on in the 2017 season. A minute 28, they've just taken a timeout. Take us inside that huddle with Coach Wiseman. What kind of a play do you think we see coming from the Warriors here?
Well, first of all, Frank, I think the big thing there was that Wilton, you didn't see Wilton tighten up on that clear. They got, it was very efficient. Nobody panicked. They got the ball where they needed to, and then they got the timeout. So they're going to set up here and try to work that ball inside where they've been most efficient scoring today. So let's see if they stay consistent with their passing and they get something to look inside.
And certainly plenty of options for the Warriors to go to. McGovern, Drake, Cook. And an offensive infraction. That's an uncharacteristic mistake from the senior captain, Cook. But quickly turned right back over as Ganold had it taken away. Up ahead, here's Murtha. Warriors with number. Murtha winds up and lets it go with a shot wide. And they're going to say it stays with the Warriors. 51 seconds to play. Here's Calabrese. Spins off of Strupp. Out in front. Shot let go. They score. Liam Rance answers with 42 to play. And we're tied up at 8.
Well, just like we were talking about, Frank, Wilton has done a great job of getting a cutter inside, and they're feeding it really, really well. And Canaan has let that happen a number of times. They're getting in front of the net and they're getting underneath. And we're tied at 8.
42 to play in the fourth. Is there a deciding goal coming in the next minute, or are we staring down free lacrosse and overtime? Bravado and Sweeney at least one more time.
Whoever gets this possession, I think we'll see a timeout here.
Bravado emerges. He's off and running. Looked at Apel. Lets the shot go, and it sails over the cage. Now with 33 on the clock, here's Ryan O'Connell. Up top for Graham Braden. Holzer jumps on and joins the party. Quentin O'Connell, Apel, and Villanueva round out the offense.
Oh. And they're not giving Holzer an inch, Frank.
Braden working right to left. Shot down low, and he scores with 11 seconds to play. Graham Braden's first of the season, and what a time for it. You said it. They were not going to allow Holzer to beat them. It forced one of those extra defenders to create space off the pick. Braden used it to his advantage. Buries one down low. The Rams quickly respond just 30 seconds later.
Absolutely perfect possession. needless to say, Wilton needs his face-off.
Cravado has won the last 3. We'll see if Sweeney has an answer. Cravado comes away with it, looking to just run out the clock. Splits through a check, heading towards the goal line as the clock strikes 0, and the Rams start the season 1-0. They come away victorious 9-8. What an effort down the stretch. The Warriors tying this one up with just 42 seconds to play, but it's the difference maker out of the stick of Graham Braden. That puts the Rams on top for good in their season opener. Let's start with the Warriors, Marty. A tremendous effort. Unfortunate the way it ends. I think the biggest difference in this one ultimately comes down to the face-off circle. No disrespect to Chris Sweeney, but there are a few people in this state that can keep up with Nick Cravado, and he really allowed the Rams an opportunity to win this one down the stretch.
Yeah, once Cravado got on a roll and really, again, got his legs under him and really was able to control those possessions, the Rams were, you can't say they were in their driver's seat, Frank, but obviously the difference maker on those last 2 possessions, and that's where you need them.
You're not in the driver's seat per se. I think that's the right way to look at it. But in lacrosse, you can't stress enough the importance of having a face-off, man. It's an extra 3-4 possessions, which in a 1-goal game means the world.
It does, absolutely.
I thought the Warriors' defense played very, very well. They're individually keeping the Rams to the outside for the majority of the second half, not allowing their big names to make a difference in this one. Calabrese strong in net, and the offense was patient and effective when it needed to be.
I agree, and I think Wilton will come away with this with a couple of things, but I also think that that 2 teams that need to be ready for Wilton are Greenwich and Ridgeville coming up, because you take notice. Listen, they would rather have won this game. There's a lot of takeaways. It's not a backbreaker for them. I think they're only going to get better as the season goes on. They've got a really, really challenging 18 days coming up, but Ridgefield and Greenwich have got to be ready for this Warriors team. They're for real.
No, and you're exactly right. Not a backbreaker at all. It is, if anything else, a learning experience. It shows them they're ready to compete, and it's just 1 or 2 little mistakes representing the difference in this one. For the Rams, they've gotten their feet wet now. They're ready to go. The first one's never going to be the prettiest, but there are a lot of strong points to take away from this game. They now head to the University of Pennsylvania Friday night. They'll take on McDonough, number 5 in the country. I think it's safe to say they'll need to fine-tune a couple of things before that game if they want to have a chance.
I totally agree. And, listen, you can't rely on Drew Morris all day. And not that they did, but Drew Morris was a big difference maker. Once again, shocker for the Rams. A couple of missed saves there, and this is a different game for the Rams. So, but the defense settled in, and they weren't. Wilton was not getting as many looks as they did in the first half. So, hats off to them. But also on the other side of this, Hoffman has really showed why he's that good. I mean, he wasn't giving anybody anything all that.
No, shutting down some of the best players in the conference, but unfortunately to no avail. The Rams come out on top, 9-8. They march on to UPenn Friday night with a record of 1-0. Take on number 5 McDonough. The Warriors go out of conference and state, and they'll take on Fordham Prep. They are now 1-1. For Marty Hersom, I am Frank Renito. We thank you for tuning in this afternoon. Make sure you follow along for the rest of our spring sports tour. And we'll be back on Monday next week with baseball from Trinity Catholic when they host the Wreckers on the home of FCX Sports, the HAN Network.